morning and welcome to Thursday edition of your number one breakfast show television inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred Igbo and it is good to be hosting you on today's program to take you on review and discussion of today's headline stories. And with me in the studio is a political economist, scientist, sorry, and he's also a public affairs analyst, Olamileko Adekola. Thank you so much. So it's a pleasure to have you on the program
Very good
with
morning.
your incisive analysis of issues. So, as you can see, viewers, we have an area of newspapers for review and discussion this morning. And of course, as we always do on this program, we like to start with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. Leadership is leading with a story on President Muhammad Buhari. And he says, "Life after Aso Rock, I will not have time for my cattle," says President Muhammad Buhari. Life after Aso Rock, I will not have time for my cattle, says PMB. Thanks aides hopes that Ra won't be too far to visit now his ex-president. Thanks aides hopes that Ra won't be too far to visit now his ex-president. Life after Aso Rock, I will not have time for my cattle, according to PMB, that is President Muhammad Buhari. That's the living story on the leadership's paper today. And of course, we have a good picture of the chairman of Leadership Media Group. This is Zainab Azaya. He's with presenting copies of leadership publications to the Director General, China Media Group, or CMG, Asian and African Languages Programming Center, and Xiao, during a courtesy visit by the organization to leadership's head office in Abuja on Tuesday. Of course, you see the picture there, quite good, and you can see leadership house there, rightly pronounced. From that picture story, we move over to the stories about the masthead post. 4 days to go. Leadership has been counting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Very
actually
serious.
countdown to the exit of this administration. Andrew Mitchell, Helen Grant, Richard Montgomery make list of UK delegation. Reflections of Enoch Ebong, Nigerian-born member of US delegation to Tinubu's inauguration. The stories of page 7 of leadership. Uncertainty as cash crunch slows GDP growth to 2.3%, 2.331 2.31% in first quarter. Uncertainty as cash crunch slows GDP growth to 2.31% in first quarter. Electricity crisis, Agora policy recommends reprivatization of discos. Reprivatization of discos. And of course, we move over to the page 3 of leadership, where we have the post, the editorial stand of the paper. And it's on EFCC, politicians and the game of wits. EFCC, politicians and the game of wits. That is the editorial stand of today's leadership newspaper, May 25th, 2023. Thursday column says is with Shuaibu Gimi, faces of May 29. Of course, you have the faces of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima there on the column. We have Ghana must go. PEC has not been dissolved, Lai Mohammed. And Ghana must go like stay till eternity. it's it's very, very funny, isn't it? Well, from that is leadership newspaper. From leadership, we are moving over to the other papers. Strangely enough, most papers have similar story with leadership today that couched in different way. We have the nation. The nation says Buhari, I'm battling to cope with last minute pressure. Buhari, I'm battling to cope with last minute pressure. Military top brass sends off CEC. President charges armed forces to do more on security, just as he's leaving. The President Muhammad Buhari is charging security to do more on security, charging the armed forces, sorry, to do more. And of course, above that, we have Abdulrazak is the Northern Governors Forum chairman. Congratulations to him. He's also one of us. This isn't the journalist.
Exactly. That is from Governor of Kwara State.
Okay, okay, it's true. Nigerian Governors Forum chair. Yes, Abdulrazak is Nigerian Governors Forum's
It
chair.
was quite a contest election, and I was also informed that Nasarawa State Governor was also interested.
The
But
national state. Oh, you are going to shed more light on that. Let me just take the review the paper's headlines first. State will no longer pay Paris Club refund. State will no longer pay Paris Club refund before. Why we picked Akpabio by Shetima, Uzodima Oke's APC choice. Buhari seeks not to pay $556 million, 98.5 million pounds, 226 billion naira judgment debt. Interest rate hits 18.5%. FEC still alive, says federal government. Nigerian airplane to fly in. Police parade 96 in Kano. Let's look at the editorial of the Nation newspaper just before we go. The Nation always have two editorials every day. That is it. Bongoed Abuja CCTV. The editorial on the Nation today, Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Bongoed Abuja CCTV. Court says federal government must explain what happened to $460 million Chinese loan. And of course, we have another one. Vote more than pray. Vote more than pray. Zamfara unpaid civil servants do not need divine means to hold government to account. That is the editorial on the Nation. Now, just before we discuss these stories of NGF, that is Nigerian Governors Forum, the politics that played with my guest, let's quickly see this day because this day also has similar story with that of leadership and the nation. It says Buhari finishing strong, seeks support for APC Tinubu. Buhari finishing strong, seeks support for APC Tinubu, declares he has difficulty coping with official pressure, charges security agencies not to relent in protecting citizens, nation. At valedictory FEC meeting, President thanks ministers for loyalty support since 2015. Keenly awaits tending his cattle in Daura. Of course, you can see picture of President Muhammadu Buhari here lifting the hand of, is it lifting the hand of Osinbajo, the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, and this they captioned it finishing fabulously. President Muhammadu Buhari addressing State House staff shortly after the valedictory Federal Executive Council meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, yesterday. You can see quite a retinue of aides there as he addressed them yesterday. Above that, we have presidency. Tinubu will get seamless handover ceremony. Aso Rock emptied already. Presidency. Tinubu will get seamless handover ceremony. Aso Rock emptied already. Says President-elect deputy have 60% of total invitees list. PDP challenges federal government over alleged plan to declare public holiday on Friday against Supreme Court ruling. Emefiele, that is above the masthead. Emefiele, without CBS monetary tightening regime, inflation will reach 30.48% in April. Emefiele, that is according to Emefiele. He's
anyway,
also, of course, trying to also justify
the reason
his
why
own
they put it
that
put him
without
on 50.
CBS monetary tightening regime, inflation will reach 30.48% in April. Advonis gets AQC award days after FEC approved railway aviation security equipment supply installation. Just before we leave this day, let's do what we've done earlier, and that is look at the editorial for today. The editorial that is the first of the paper says food emergency in the northeast. Food emergency in the northeast. There is need for an urgent intervention. Children suffering from malnutrition are at higher risk of dying from common infections. Hence the concern by these multilateral institutions and development partners. That is the editorial on this day. Now let's discuss some of the leading stories. Now, Buhari is making, as you can see in some of the leading papers today, leadership, the nation this day. Buhari is making, he said he's finishing strong.
Definitely.
We also saw a picture that he addressed his aides yesterday.
Definitely, he will definitely appraise himself by saying that whether he's the one that's seen and finished strong or he's a newspaper
It's really
that
strong.
finished strong. The thing is that you must always praise yourself after certain activities, even though we have criticism all around you. But in this respect, we just want to say a very big thank you to the president of
Yes.
this platform, humbly for myself, even though he may not have done satisfactory to the extent that
Everybody
wants him
wanted
to do. And his best has not been that best for Nigeria. That is just it.
that. No, you captured it succinctly, as one will always write as a journalist. Yes, his best. He actually did his best. He told us
Exactly.
over time that he was putting on his best. Unfortunately, his best was not good enough.
It's
For
not good
Nigeria.
enough because the problem he met on ground and the problem that was created after the problem he wanted to solve
Yes.
has become so overwhelming that even himself is not acknowledging that a lot of pressure. How would someone be acknowledging that
But come to think
pressure
of
at
it
this point
anyway,
in
but
time?
there has
That's
never
living?
been a time that Nigerians were so enamored of their president anyway.
Definitely, the thing
We
is
had
that
that with Jonathan, that Nigerians
definitely
just couldn't see the back of it. They said they wanted
a new
change.
person, new
Exactly.
change, and the
We
same
also
thing.
saw that. Do you know that at the early of 1 or 2 years before he passed, that is talking about the late
Yeah,
Yaradua, Nigerians also dubbed him Mr. Papa Goes Slow. Have you
definitely.
forgotten?
Yeah, very well because
So Nigerians have always been so impatient of, they have never been so enamored, like so to speak, of their president.
because the situation on ground is not something that can be solved within 4 years. Or
And
8
of course, when even President Olusegun
President
Obasanjo
was there.
even made a bid for term, although he denied it anyway, you saw the resounding no, you must go, just go when you're time.
Exactly.
But though his own did not actually, when people actually not tired,
People were tired. The only
but
thing is
not
that
as bad
it-
as
no, it,
these ones I just wanted. That.
for me, as someone that have a bit of political history,
Yes.
it is not. It is because the awareness at that point was not as much as we have right now. At that point in time, who is tweeting, who is Facebooking, who is doing WhatsApp?
Yes.
Most times, the only
Telephone
way
GSM just came
in,
on
the
that
only
time.
place you can get information is newspaper,
1999.
and you listen to it. And at that point in time, how many radio stations do we have?
Yes.
Currently, we have in Abuja alone, we have 54 radio stations in Abuja, and most of them from 7 o'clock till 12 o'clock, they are doing politics. They are giving people information, so people are more aware of what is happening than then. And again, the problem with most successive governments from 1999 is that the problem they want to solve, they end up creating more problems, and they are not able to solve it. As it is now, we just made mention of the air that they want to pay judgment debt, and I was like, let them pay. You say no,
right?
because
so much money.
because I'm seeing another problem being created by judgment
Not
debt,
paying
not paying it, because the same people who want to go to court, and the court will say because of the violation of inflation they should pay double of that money. So it's not better they pay triple of it. So they end up creating problem from the problem they want to solve. And again, why Nigerians are now so patient with people in government is that they discover that there's a gap and there's a mistrust,
Yes.
and there's a loss of confidence and the people, and a loss of confidence in the people in power. Because one thing me have found that make people not to be patient with government is that they see the affluence and the luxury life that government officials live.
Yes.
And they say, you want to solve a problem, you are bringing million, and we are not seeing the million. And you are saying you have throw million into this, and we are not seeing it. And we see you driving 6 SUV, living largely, going on holidays, sending your families to either to Israel for pilgrimage or to Mecca for pilgrimage. And they are seeing all this luxury life. You want to conduct a wedding for your child or your son or your daughter, they see large parties.
Yes, they see,
and they see the souvenir that you are sharing. And they are seeing their problem continue. And how do you want them to trust you? How do you want them to be patient with you? These are the things that Nigerians are saying, that they will never be patient with anybody except the partner person who want to commit class suicide. Class suicide in the sense that you want to live like the poor people. And that means take us to the issue of demonetizing political office. If we don't do that, there's no way Nigerians will be patient with you. You want to do anything or solve any problem that we found ourselves. So that's why, as it is now, it's going to be a big challenge for the incoming government.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, talking of the outgoing president, right? To me personally, I feel that Buhari is trying to rewrite history. He has done so well. He has done his best. But the best, as you just said, is with us. Is reality. We are still living the reality of what you claim to say, to distort the narrative for us.
Exactly.
What do you think?
The issue is this. From the perspective, like yesterday I was doing.
First and foremost, did you read the BBC report?
I have not gone through it.
Oh, because it came out, was it on last week? No, no, this week, sorry, Monday or Tuesday.
I've not.
Yes, he said Nigeria's Muhammad Buhari leaves a legacy of kidnapping, inflation, debt, and debt. And of course, his age said, it's an Igbo name, byline that made it, so they of course were biased.
Exactly.
And people challenged. It was something that trended on Twitter. That how can you say it's evil? Does it take away from the fact that there's kidnapping, inflation, which was even has been published by MBS, your government agencies? Does it take away from the debts that are clearing to? So what are you trying to say? I just wanted to check.
In that regard,
is not trying to change the narrative, change history.
That is people defending it all.
Him himself, and just trying to.
The issue is this. Let's take inflation for example. Before his APC came into power, our inflation was just 1 digit. All of a sudden, it became, though it entered double digit during the Jonathan era too, around 12% to 13%. But their own became so enormous that it came from, we now started seeing 15, 16, 17.
Even many people are even saying that it's even much more than what the NBC is saying. That is 23.
You know, when they are mentioning inflation, there are 3 categories of mentioning. What NBC put out are 2. They put out food inflation and the headline inflation, which they categorize generally. They call it the CPI, Consumer Price Index. So that's how they put their own. But others also do their own investigation because other sectors of the economy, what kind of inflation that we are having there. Although it may be too enormous for begin to dive into that aspect. But we know that we have been suffering from inflation. But it took his own record higher than where he met it. Instead of reducing it, it took it higher. We know there have been issue of kidnapping. It took it higher than where they met
it. It was localized in the Niger Delta, where the militants were kidnapping these foreign expatriates for money.
But it became something of economic livelihood for some people.
Yes.
They now turned into
with the security not doing anything, because just like one of the presidential candidates said during campaign, he said it's the phone. They are using phones to make for these kidnappers. They are using phones to ask for ransom. So everybody will hear them. It's only as security agencies that will
exactly. The issue is that we discovered that in the last 8 years, the issue of kidnapping, issue of insecurity has become an enterprise.
Yes.
An enterprise that have now turned government focus into budgeting more than 25% of our budget for security. When other sectors just take a chunk, 9%, 8%. But by security, different. If you understand what I'm trying to say,
$1 billion was budgeted for.
Out of the main national budget, it was budgeted for it. So the enterprise that we have turned our insecurity to has become a mercantile opportunity for some people to profit from it. So when we have opportunity to nick it in the food, whereby we can use phone call to track kidnappers, it can be done. But bureaucracy, all manner of challenges now confront them. And again, as it is, if we end in kidnapping, we end all manner of insecurity. Some sectors will collapse. Some economic sectors will collapse. There are some sectors that depend on those aspects of the economy. That's why people normally tag the US economy as war economy, as weapon manufacturing economy. If you want to collapse US economy, let there be total peace in the world. Then there's no way manufacturing war equipment will sell. And there's no way US economy will end. And there's no way all these NGOs that are having voluntary donation grant from their own corporation back on one money. So, but on our own part, nationally, we should find a way to reduce it so that we can have recourse to say there's peace.
Even on the twilight of his administration, we are having massive killings.
Exactly. And those killings are localized in the way that, although we can say federal government have huge responsibility, what are the state government have been in terms of security?
But the security architecture in Nigeria, that is, the others come from the CEC.
But the issue is that what about state like Abia State that have been able to nip autism and other form of kidnapping? It is as a result of the state governor acting. Although we understand that CNC only command armed forces and command the police, but the governor can also act. River State today, nobody is talking about kidnapping because the governor act. He made sure that he take all the security architecture that belong to federal government, he take them to his side, and he has a rapport with them because it is the state. Like the one that happened in Plateau State in the last 2 weeks. What is the governor doing? Is it because he's going?
Over 100 people killed.
What is the local government doing?
It's the same thing.
What is the House of Reps?
What about the Kaduna one? remember the Cardinals, the Advent state governor, Malam Nasir, told us that he went to pay, negotiated, and paid so that they will stop the killing. You negotiated and paid the killers.
The bandits, all of them, so that they will not disturb your state.
And
they turn against you.
They turn against
you. And you know them.
It's unabated. They are still killing as we speak.
Exactly. And you know the people that are
doing it. To me, the way I read it is that, now that our own kit and king, they are living now, let's do as much as we can. Exactly.
But the thing is that for me, the last minute abort would definitely expose them and expose that.
But it has not exposed them.
How
many dead bodies were
in this flight now? In this flight, as we speak right now, they see and see that may be giving them that leverage that may be so closely resides to them, still available. We hope that when the new architecture of security come in and a new governor take over some of those states, they can act well. Because for me, it is the state that is suffering. In this, or even this entire security thing. That's why last week when we were talking about state security, state police, we said we can let us just practice it for a while and see whether it will work or not work. Because the state have to take responsibility. What is happening in Benin, what is happening? Also wanted to take responsibility, but it backfired on him because he didn't do it in a way that the federal government was okay with.
You think the president would have been okay? The president was never okay with any, not even him. Have you forgotten what happened? Thank God when Southwest were setting up Amotek. How Garbachev was firing missiles from all corners that nobody have control over the forest. That they should allow the killer herdsmen to stay.
Then you now see the response of the Southwest governor. The Southwest governor, the response of the Southwest governor was what?
But at the end of the day, they still watered it. The Amotekun security army. They watered it. That says that they didn't even give them. They are not bearing arms. We've seen how they have also even overflowed. This security has even worsened this few times that they are living. Because they overall those ones they have applied, and many people were saying that the Amotekun actually, or the Southwest, they were playing to the gallery because. You ask yourself, you are asking federal government who you know that is not going to grant you. How did all these kidnappers, the bandits, the terrorists, how did they get their weapons? And now you are not coming at they should give us
it was wisdom on their part to have written a letter to the NSA that they are requesting to import AK-47. Because AK-47, in terms of ammunition, is regulated by the law. Any other one that can be locally manufactured. So they want a one that can be more befitting as for their and they want it to be done officially. But I'm speaking to you, they are getting it for themselves because they are understood the politics behind it. And that's why they don't have. And you see, the Southwest governor have been able to understand that if we can't get it officially, let us go around and get it. And that's why I said I'm not going to perform.
It took the result of the Southwest because they said no, and when they said no, you cannot drive any person from anywhere. They started quoting the constitution where you have right to. But look at we saw what happened in Ondo or
the killing,
up to now, have the perpetrators been brought to?
They are going to court according to them. But for the benefit for the play, I think they should learn a lesson from the Southwest government. They should come together. They should forget their differences, whether they are Muslim, they are Kanuri, or the not central governments are not playing together. They are not bringing themselves together. Forget about your political affiliation. It is your people. You all speak Hausa. Or to an extent, you all understand that. You use that language to signify and strategize your security network. We understand the influx of foreigners and all these Janjaweed and the rest of them that tend to cause havoc. But they should speak with one voice. If they can do that, it will go a long way. Because that's what the Southwest used through the Amotekun and say no. Even though we cannot get an official letter approval from the NSA to import this kind of ammunition, we'll get it on our own. And they're helping the local manufacturing. They are manufacturing local guns, then gun and the rest of them. But then, and Amotekun is functioning, and Amotekun have come to stay. And I want to believe that if Tinubu eventually inaugurated, it may even give opportunity for other geopolitical zones to not think towards because he has been at the forefront of what regional government, regional and autonomy for regional sectors, so that we can have opportunity for us. Although we understand why he did not be against it, but I want to believe that in this the expression that is coming, the entire Nigeria will accept it. This kind of autonomy for regional government. Because it is a long way.
You know that the president-elect actually was now lost. Will I say lost his voice during the 8 years of administration because they have been in campaigns just like what you said, regional government restructuring. At the end of the day, he said he was no longer in support of restructuring, that he was support of one Nigeria. So I just hope that don't you think that it's
The thing is that
everything would have changed, or will you want to
now that we are discovering
this
oil,
original?
now that we are discovering oil in most parts of the world, in Northwest, for example,
Yes.
and
And when this is going back to Lake Chad for exploration,
and natural thing is coming.
Yes.
You will see all these areas now that are discovering this treasure. Now they'll begin to think twice.
Yes.
And again, political restructuring has been what they have been talking about. Nobody talking about economic restructuring. Although we know economic restructuring would have been the best.
No, they talk about these militants. Is that not what they were saying?
That's what the militants.
They own their
economic restructuring.
They own their
resource control.
Resource control. That's what I'm saying.
But most politicians are putting forward.
Even doing confab and other stuff. People from that zone have always come out to advocate that they want to be in control of their resources.
But we want to believe that with new discussion that is coming, we can have a narrative around it that will now bring out the benefit of it, the gains of it. We can appraise the gains against the loss, and that will help other regions or closer to it to think twice and say, okay, if this is what you guys are looking for, we are not seeing what can be better.
Yes.
Because national state now, two local governments have been the oil have been discovered in them, Guyana and Obi.
Yes,
that's why that
meaning Bauchi
and the rest of and Gombe. That discovered oil. And even Nigeria
that was
state
flagged up
exactly recently. So if all these regions can see that, there could be opportunity for investment.
Even Kogi
too is also discovered. It's already a mineral, oil producing state.
Okay.
So other
Lagos, don't forget Lagos.
That's why it finally was built.
It's really interesting, so that we can have a narrative, just like what you said. I actually look forward to it now and then, by you just disclosing that. I think my countenance everything lifted, because knowing that this president-elect, is somebody that will do something, right by Nigerians.
We are all open, although we are all hoping that we have that smooth, in as much as
that has the resolve,
have resolve to get it done.
And have you also forgotten? No, we are still on this President Muhammadu Buhari's exit going and trying to change the narrative. Remember, just also talking about this restructuring, that the president spent most of his first tenure and a greater part of his second tenure fighting for land control to settle herdsmen.
But it didn't work. It didn't work in the sense that
and at the same time, it was so presupposed for us that even the AGM, the Attorney General of the Federation, did not advise President Mohammed that there's this land use act in the Constitution. You don't have control over those land.
It's for the state. Yes. Land use act is definitely put the power in the hand of the state. But
yet you were insisting that you must get land.
It was a wrong advice, and
you forgot during the first, and it was just Nigerians. It was exposed by journalists under Ruga.
What?
It started with colony. It started with colony. They now went to Ruga.
Then from Ruga to water resources.
I'm talking about just the cattle itself. From Ruga, now went to this livestock transformation.
They took it to Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes, it was everything. It was domiciled in Ministry of Agriculture, and many people speculate that was why Audu did not return back, because he could not actually accept that, implement it.
Not that he could not implement.
He could not implement.
He was not comfortable with it. And again, the state they took it to.
When the news report leaked, governors, everybody clear up. It's why the southern governors that they are not going to.
No, it wasn't just the southern governors.
No, the northern governors accepted. I remember Ganduje saying, we have even given land.
Where is the land? Ganduje given land.
Yes, it was in the paper.
It was in the paper.
The Cardinal State, everybody said that he also ceded land for that. But the governor, the President Muhammad Buhari was not just satisfied. Everybody knew that his interest lay in.
Exactly. You know why I was saying. You know why I was saying that even the North that were saying they were giving them nobody to anybody. The only place they launched that program was Nasarawa State. It was only go and check all records. It was only in Nasarawa State they launched that program. At the end there, even the land they give to them along Federal Poli Nasarawa Road.
You see the you can never.
You will never. They went and I'm giving you an example. In Nasarawa, they launched it in Goma. They launched it in Obi, but it didn't work. They wanted to take stock of the family that will be coming.
And the president was so much desperate to have it that he even said he was going to resuscitate
what they call the grazing route,
which came with the the executive order that was given during the fourth when Nigeria was exactly that it was going to.
That's why I said the thing. It wasn't just the
so absurd.
It wasn't just the South that rejected it. The North from themselves, because it was only in national they launched that program. If you go to Lafayette, very close to the government,
it was really absurd.
You will see the big signboard, Minister of Agriculture, National State, having the domestication of that program. It is only on signboard.
I wonder, and he also just a year to go. Then he also set up a committee to trace the grazing reserves, and that they should give a report with dispatch.
Exactly.
Forgotten.
The thing is that there's something you must understand.
I wonder what happened to the committee, because he gave them timeline for that.
The research, the opportunity for thought is for people to make money. The livestock program was opportunity for people to make money. Contractor to go and I said they build a borehole in a particular land. Borehole. If you are going to federal police, that's how you will see borehole in the particular land, very expansive land. But you won't see one single cow there. You won't see anybody there. The farmers that own that land come back to plant whatever they want to plant. It was just not see when government bring out policy that is not well accepted by
President Muhammadu Buhari.
I'm even talking general. On this particular, I'm not general. When government bring about a particular policy that is not well satisfactory to citizens, it becomes a money-making policy for individuals, contractors, experts, analysts to make money from. The livestock program was just opportunity for people. Do you know how much they spent on that particular? People, contractors, are make money. You see the signboard that was shown in Benue State, the particular land they wanted to build the livestock stuff in Benue State. People have made money from all these things. So the committee yourself down, the committee will collect it in allowance. They will do all manner of, they will sit in hotel, they will leave, they will hold conference, they will submit their document. Anything that will not bring opportunity whereby Nigerians can be so accept it all and like empower that is brought up and who accept. It will end up being just a money wasting venture or a cosmetic policy that will not go down well with people. And that's all livestock material are going to. I was reading a particular document, it is spent billions on a livestock program. But where is it? They even let's just leave it. They spent money.
The state government actually went to Aso Rock to canvass for the phones
because there's money. They was not giving because they have governors that know that they will give the money that will do the program, because they know it's like a yahoo thing that if they give you the money, you may end up just keeping the money and then the day you do other things, and that's what will happen. Example is the one in Nasarawa. Go and check that place in Doma and Wamba where they have those.
So how would you now rate that venture of President Muhammadu Buhari? Because like I said, he spent almost the greater part of his administration looking for land to seed for.
Although exactly and land for cattle areas to settle down to do their colony or whatever, also serve as part of the economy. It was a good initiative, but it was wrongly implemented in a way that it was more like something that is so suspicious to people that it's a way of collecting our land. Why don't you ask the governor settling them in that place? Why don't you ask the state governor?
They will take over
our state, because that's what will happen. Because after some time, those kind of cattle areas that are not ready to stay. They'll be moving around. Anywhere they see, they collect. And when they leave a particular place, there are people who come and turn it. You see what is happening to Abuja land now?
Yes.
That's what they will just do and take over the land, and before you know it. But it was a good idea, but it was wrongly implemented. And the people have mistrust on the government in that kind of policy. And that's what really happened. So for us to score it, we'll score him 0. That's the job.
Thank you so much. Now, we're talking about the infighting for this Nigerian Governors Forum. Abdul Razak, that is Kwara State Governor, and the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum. Now, you want to share what?
Yes, because before now,
exactly,
it also boils down to the politics of zoning. All the other zones want it. The person that just dropped was from Northwest.
Okay.
The governor of KB State. Governor of KB State.
Okay, I thought it's a Nigerian Governors Forum. Or is it Northern Governors Forum?
No, Governors Forum. Governors Forum. The governor of KB State that was outgoing chairman.
Yes, it's Nigerian Governors Forum. It's Nigerian Governors Forum.
Okay,
I think it was it not Fireme that just had it?
No, Fireme since left now. Fireme hand over to him.
Okay.
So he was one in charge. maybe another. You know, we also have the APC governors for.
Yes,
You
we
have
have that. We even have northern governor.
it was governor of KB State that was the chairman, so it was outgoing. So it was also a politics of zoning. To which zone should we give it to? Which zone should take it over? So and Abdulrazak came as a silent, interested candidate. It wasn't that one of these people that was making noise about becoming. Other governors that I know that there are people approaching was I know National State governors was also taking to take over to be part of it and the rest of them. But we see that it was the North Central was Zonto and they see the quality of
and maybe it was also for two-term governors. Two-term governors.
Even National State governors
is also that's what I'm saying. Abdulrazak is also a two-term governor.
Although they may look at the politics being played by each state. And they believe that Kwara State is quite strategic. And you remember that in terms of the election also, Kwara State play a big role in the vote that come from for APC. You remember that APC lost National State. So they may put all that into consideration. And that's what is also playing out in nomination of opposition and the rest of it, including the 10th National Assembly issue. That's why the Northwest are saying that we give the highest vote. So why should you take it to Northeast and give a Northeast person what do you call it, speakership or whatever? So they give the highest vote. They should also have this kind of things of competition.
And there's something that also came up. I think over the weekend, I saw that they said the current Senate president is also interested in it.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Lawan.
He's also interested, but he already has been. All those ones have been shaken out of it. There's no way, just like we're saying in the house.
Yes, it may have been schemed out of it, but what if he has support base?
The issue is you also go through. I know you also go through this week. The meeting that happened at April Secretariat. 150 members of the House of Reps saying yes to Abbas. And
even the APC chairman was alleged to have said that Abbas should not be calling himself speaker.
No, leave that one. The thing it has over. What is happening in the 10th Assembly is far beyond the chairman. It is the entire NWC of the party that have said this is the zoning formula. You know what has happened after the presidential primaries of APC? That the power that Abdullah wanted to wait in the party has been whittled down. So it doesn't have much. You know that if Abdullah is having more power, the speakership would have gone to the North Center, and the North Center would have produced speakership from his state. But because they know that his power has been whittled down, the NWC is now more powerful than the chairman because it's not like a vote block. When they take decision on the basis of voting. It's not that we will do this and no, we must vote, we must say this is what we want. And that's why I say that his power has been whittled down, and you don't hear much noise or much talk about from him. Then the Senate issue, Lawan have nothing to do because he doesn't even have anything to say. Already Northeast has been compensated.
Vice presidential.
So what does he want? And to bring that from the Northwest, it's also compensated so that we not quite because Northwest is the one that I think they want to be the Senate president, not Northeast. So now they have been compensated with deputy Senate president, and Northwest also have been compensated with speakership. The Southeast has been compensated with the deputy speakership. So other positions will be shared accordingly. But for Lawan, they could give him the position of majority leader, and that will be between him and former majority leader. Although the former majority leader will also be giving minority, what they call it, the whip of the house, and that will be equally distributed for all parties involved.
Thank you so much for that. Now let's just discuss business. Looking at Vanguard newspaper, refinery will ask Dangote to sell forest at good rates. Vanguard newspaper says refinery will ask Dangote to sell forest at good rates. Emefiele says CBN government helped him build refinery, raises interest rates to 18.5%. Nachima, Igma, others react.
Forest, Dangote will be having dollar or currency, foreign currency that will be selling. It's quite confusing for Emefiele. We don't know why we say
we have Dangote to sell forest at good rates.
Is it the one holding foreign currency? Foreign currency is with CBN. Although we understand it in a way.
Forest is
with CBN. So why maybe I don't know, maybe they missed that.
Or maybe you would have said fuel.
Definitely.
Fuel at good rates.
Because we know that for those of us that are more inclined to economic issues, forex is foreign currency.
Exactly.
So Dangote have no access to that.
To
and even if it's
because
buying,
even doing for the refinery, Dangote they said they play the role.
Then they give him money now. They give him money. They also help him to Nigerian foreign reserve to help him to get some forex to do his business. So
and now
definitely,
I think this story is supposed to be viewed. Maybe we'll ask Dangote to sell here at good rates.
Although I understand the angle that the Emefiele is coming from, there has been this issue that will he be buying crude oil in dollar or will he be buying in naira? So that boils down to the argument of foreign exchange. So maybe what he's trying to point out is that in terms of this crude oil issue, we may ask him not to calculate on the basis of foreign currency. That's where I'm picking it from. Not that he should sell forex at. So is Dangote now a crude exchange or a block marketer, or is he competing with CBN to be selling foreign currency? But what we understand is that the crude oil that is going to be buying, will you be buying it in naira? And if he's buying it in naira, in dollar, it should be patriotic enough to bring it to the level that it will be official, right? And that is just
just because if not for your explanation, it's quite
maybe the Vanguard
for a layman that he just sell forex. Is that would say a CBN or build?
Although the framing also is also on the part of the Victoria. Maybe they just frame it this way so that the newspaper can have a good trend. Because when people hear forex, they selling forex, become another issue.
With CBN raising interest rates to 18.5%, what does it portend for the economy?
It's not good, I must say. It's quite not good in the sense that people will not have access to go and borrow money. And those people that will go and borrow money, that means they're going to pay more for whatever they're going to borrow. And people that have borrowed before, it is this new rate that you'll be used to pay your old debt. If you have borrowed money before, it is this new rate you're going to use to pay. So it's a double tragedy for people that are going to borrow and people that have borrowed before, because they will not rely on the former percentage of 18% that they use. Now it's 18.50%. Now, why are they doing it? They have told us why they are doing it, because it's also help the economy. Because we know that when we want data, it reduces the monetary increase in circulation. Because when there is low money,
yes, that is what is also playing out. I just saw a report that the liquidity in the circulation is high now. It's increasing by the day because obviously because of what people faced.
Exactly, because of that cash crunch.
Yes, cash crunch. And
so when
people don't want to be taking on our words again. So what do you have to say about that?
It's a monetary policy, it's an economic indicator measure whereby CBN across the world used to checkmate how money is circulating in the system. But on the other way around, it must not be too hard to the point that it now cause other effects on the economy, whereby it now cause unemployment, it now cause the purchasing power of people that people don't have money in their hand to buy it. So they must look at those gaps. But as it is, maybe they have been able to look at when we now release this new old naira, people have now started having money all around, so they want to increase it. Although it's a good one, but at the same time, they must measure it in a way that people will not have the side negative effect of it too much than the good side they want to take out of it. That's how I see it.
Thank you so much. It's been quite interesting talking with you. Now, we've been talking about the security sector under President Agbe, President Muhammadu Buhari. Economy, I want you to speak on that just before we go.
I think the economy was quite biting. The economy was not smiling under Buhari. I was analyzing on the sister station yesterday, and I said that from the beginning of Buhari first to the 8th year, there are people who benefit in the first term, and there are people who benefit from the first to the second term. Yes. People who benefit at the first term now, who do not benefit in the second term, they'll be possible. People like us that have never benefited from the first to the third. What should we say?
Exactly.
Get it? People, and politically, if we are talking about people like a former SGF of the president of the government of Nigeria, Babachila, will be angry because at the first point it was benefiting. All of a sudden, as it is now, his house is no more a maker for people. That's one person that will be complaining so much that Buhari has performed woefully. On the economic side, he met a challenging economy. And we have to say Nigeria is quite challenging. But he also failed to address little things that would have saved the economy. And what are those little things? The price increase in petroleum products change the economic situation of the dynamics of Nigeria. Things that were sold for 100 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira before he increased the price have skyrocketed. I wish he have maintained that decorum of the price of the price they make the petroleum product and leave it like that,
Yes.
and pay for the subsidy for Nigeria. Because now some of us have been able to understand that it is not just removing the subsidy that is the problem, because we have been able to learn that subsidy removal on kerosene have never brought the price of kerosene down. Subsidy removal on diesel have not, it is just going up, including gas. So when we remove or plan to remove subsidy on petroleum products, or the one they have removed, you can now see the results effect on us. So that is where it gets it from. Because one thing I would advise the incoming government is to ensure price stability in Nigeria. There's one sensitive product that you must not touch. That's PMS. It's the life wire of Nigeria. That's where they depend on. We know that most of you have paid electricity. Good, you understand that. Gas, that they make sure that all Nigerians now are now lovers of gas. Because before, Nigerians are not using gas, cooking gas. But the government do all manner of publicity to bring everybody into using gas. All of a sudden, they started jacking the price of gas. It was when Nigerians have now fallen into the trap of using gas, they now begin to tell us that the price of gas is monitored and shaped by international price. And Nigerians are not asking. We are not told. If we are being told like the way the price of PMS is shaped by international price, we are not going to. We will continue with Ashako and whatever. But as it is now, yesterday it is now 600 per cubic of gas. It has dropped. It has dropped to 600. But some filling station or filling gas station are selling at 800 naira. But some of them are asked questions because that's the point of the
so for 12 kg
it is around 8,000. It's less than 12,000 naira that you are calling.
Yes, because
it has come down to less than 10,000 naira. But we don't know what will happen to me, because why the price drop was that? Because international market, the price drop. If tomorrow the price go up again, international market will bear the brunt. And that's how it has been. So there are sensitivities that the incoming government must look at. PMS, what can you do about it? Then the health sector, what can you do about it? Because and the road, the electricity, they also have to touch it.
Yes, in fact, next week we are also going to start talking about what is expected. Exactly. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program. I always look forward to having you every Thursday. All right. I look forward to seeing you same time next week. So viewers, this is where we end today's Thursday's program Inside Nigeria. Tomorrow is another day, and I look forward to having you same time, same station. See you there. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688